Join Town Pump's Pump It Up Rewards Plus program and never pay full price for fuel again.
Save 5 cents on every gallon every day at any Town Pump across Montana.
Plus, earn and redeem points on your favorite in-store items to get free stuff with our clubs.
Stop in and pick up a rewards card. Download the Pump It Up Rewards Plus app today.
Or visit townpump.com/rewards to register and start saving.
Town Pump. Right down the road. Pump it up. Oh, yeah.
Just take us through the way you guys were able to finish that off, because it was you built a big lead, then it went away, but then you're able to seal it.
Yeah, our attention to detail was great for about 35 minutes tonight. The biggest thing for us is defense, though. When we defend and we're locked in, we hold teams to 40% or lower. I don't think we've lost a game all year doing that, right? And so we had to get back to playing defense the way we were doing it earlier in the season.
Two of your best defensive efforts this year was against Portland State. So what do you attribute that to?
Well, we took some things away. We take away the paint, right? They score a ton of points in the paint. Terry Miller generates a lot of offense for them. Not only the 20 points he scores, but he's their assist leader most of the time in a lot of their big explosive games. So we had to minimize that and forcing guys in, creating shots for themselves, which we all have weaknesses, and we try to play guys to those spots.
With Terry Miller not being on the court the last 16 minutes or so, just where did you see the things change for you guys in the biggest way?
We just knew it would be harder for them to generate offense, and also the paint, they're not as big. So it was easier for us to attack the paint. They're just a different basketball team without them, as we would be without our top guys. And so you just want to be aggressive and not look back and continue to execute the things that are working. But sometimes we'll find some different things here and there when the guys aren't on the floor.
Money got it going and kept it going. So what do you attribute to just his great performance today?
Just his aggression. He picked his timing in terms of when to go and when not to. They do a good job of loading up, taking away penetration. So he had to find different gaps, different options. He made his teammates around him better. Once other guys got going, that created more room for him to play the way he plays.
He hit that three like 10 seconds into the game. Do you think that got him going a little bit?
He makes his first three, he's going to be hard to guard, just because they want to go underneath the ball screen to try to keep him out of paint, so he doesn't draw fouls. And when the three ball's falling, it's kind of hard to do that.
To put together back-to-back games like this, does it feel like you guys are finding another stride again?
Yeah, I mean, we've always known we're capable of, and we've played well, right? Between November and now, we've had these moments, and in conference we put 4 of them together. And so we just need to do the same thing again. It's just continue to remember what it felt like when you played well. The scout changes, but your tempo offensively, how hard you play, how you play together, how you handle adversity never changes.
And to be the only team to sweep Portland State in the regular season, that's probably got to be a big mental boost going into the tournament.
It's always something to talk to. But now anybody can play anywhere at this point. So, we feel like we should have been a team that is in contention for a championship. We let some games slip away that we thought we had won. And so now we're just sit back, take care of our own business, and be ready to play in Boise.
Just the 2 seniors, but getting those guys a win on senior day probably feels pretty good.
Yeah, it's huge. Senior day makes it hard because the prep was a little different. Now you start a game is different. Now you go into it. You want to keep the killer instinct, and sometimes it's hard to do.
What do you want to see on Monday to close out the regular season?
Continue to play where we're playing right now. Just hold our opponent to 40% or lower, take care of the ball, share the ball, and play hard.
Join DraftWorks' annual Crappy Halloween costume contest on October 31st at 5 p.m. Enjoy a free pint for rocking a killer costume and stick around for the 9 p.m. Best Dressed prize. Spooky fun, great drinks, and plenty of laughs guaranteed at DraftWorks.
Yo, Tara, what up, E?
What's going on? Man, those are some nice medals.
Yeah, man, these are hard to come by.
Yeah, well, I've got 2 of them.
Well, that's nothing like going to March Madness, though.
We did go to a national championship.
Okay, guys, whatever. Let's just get on the Montana party bus and head over to Press Box for lunch.
Yo.
Nuanez Now and Skyline Sports, covering Montana athletics and the Big Sky Conference better than anybody. The Montana Party Bus and the Press Box are also proud supporters of Montana athletes.
Hey, cheers to you guys, man. Cheers to Montana. Cheers to chasing more championships.
Well, how are you feeling coming into the game, knowing it was your last home game as a Griz?
It was feeling great. Just knowing that it's my last game here, I had to leave out with a W. Especially knowing, it's the regular season champions at that, so that gave me a little bit more edge, coming into the game. And just all week, the guys, they just been saying, play this last game for the seniors, So I think we had a great mindset coming in.
Two of you guys' best games this year was against Portland State. Why do you think that is?
I just think it's just the level of competition, I feel like all the guys, they understand, this team is, dangerous, and we have to play together in order to win. And especially, seeing the product that we put out when we played at Portland State, is just coming with the same game plan and just coming with that same mentality, that dog mentality. So I think we did a phenomenal job.
When Terry Miller gets ejected, you guys pushed the lead from, I think, like 6 to 17 pretty quick. Did you guys sort of smell blood in the water there? But do you feel like you could push it pretty good?
For sure. I feel like, he's their best player. He's going to draw, our defense up, to the ball. So once he got ejected, it made us guard 5-on-5, and I feel like, that gave us opportunity to, get rebounds and play in transition too.
2 games in a row, you guys are back to higher level of defensive play. What do you attribute that to, and what was key today?
It's really just start with practice, and it's the end of conference. It's close to the conference tournament, so like I said previously, we had some couple losses, but it just keeps stacking and keep getting better until the last game. We got another big one here on Monday, so we just trying to. Now is flipping the switch on to Northern Colorado and leaving this in the past, but this definitely, pushed our defense a lot more. That's our main focus. Is it allows us, to play in transition. We got a lot of guys that, that can run the floor, and we're pretty deadly in transition. So that was just our main focus.
Sweet, thanks, man.
Of course.
Cash One Pawn, Missoula's #1 pawn shop.
Well, you want money? We got money. You need money? We got money. We're cash.
Do yourself a favor and make Cash One Pawn part of your online shopping habits. Cash One Pawn has an awesome online inventory, everything from firearms to power tools to speaker equipment to jewelry. Visit Cash One Pawn today.
Cash One Pawn.
8720 Roller Coaster Road, CashOnePawn.com.